Can you see how beautiful it is? It is classy, it is beautiful. Look at our bowing. The 3 here, 3 here, that's 6. So if this is what interests you and this is what you want to learn how to make, kindly stay to the end of the tutorial so that you can watch how it is being sewn. Then I'll drop the link of the sew of the cutting, the cutting aspect, in the description box below. Our last tutorial on how to draft this, so I said I'll be cutting it on the fabric. I have 4 pieces each, because I'm using the material as the lining. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the main fabric, I use an interfacing. You can use Estee or paper gum. I use that to gum it, just for the main material to have a little bit of weight. This is the lining. I did not gum it, but I gum the material, the main fabric. So what we'll now be doing is, before we sew, I like pinning them together, because if I did not pin, I might end up missing our star lines together. So what I will do is, let's pin. This is the center front. Now I'm going to open it up like this. Yeah, so I know this is the upper part and this is the down part. Now look at, this is number 2. So I'll take this number 2 like this. Now this side is going to be on this side. So we're going to pick this one. So you're going to face it like this. Yep. Then you take the other one like this. So that is that for the first, the 1 and 2. So this is the lining. I'll drop this one. Now this is number 3. You can see the number 3. So I'll just remove it. Now here is going to come, this side here is going to be on this side. So when you open like this, yeah, so you face it on this one. This is it after pinning. Now we are done with number 3. Now this is the next one here. This one does not have number. You know, we did the 3 star lines. So I'll take this one. So I'm going to keep the lining, or I'll work on the lining off camera. Now this is the next one. So this is the next one. So I'll unpin. Yep. So we know this side is going to be on this side. So you're going to place it like this. Okay. Yeah. So guys, we are done pinning the front. Can you see it? This is how the front is going to be. Now the same thing we did on this front, we're going to do it at the back. This is number 1. This is the zip side. So this is number 1. Take it and open it up. I'm going to remove the lining. Yeah, this is the lining. Then I also indicate the place that is facing up, so that you will not put the down part as up and the upper part as down. So that's why you need to work with your paper. Okay, so we're opening this one into two, like so. Yep. So you take number two. This is number two. I'll keep this one aside. Then okay, so we know here like this is going to be on this side. So now take number three. We're done with one and two. So this is number three. So now this will be coming like this. Okay, so after this, then you will now take the remaining parts. So this side is the side seam, and this side is where you are joining to your fabric. So this one will be on this one. This is our center back, like so. So we are going to be joining them with all the 1/2 inch allowance. I've finished joining it. You can see how it is on the outside. This is the inside. Can you see all the seam allowance? Yeah, this is the front. This is the lining. I have the lining. Yep. Then I also have for the lining also. Take my iron, then I'll press open all the seam. I'll iron them. You have to open them and you iron. So I'll do that for both the fabric and the lining. So I have finished pressing inside, and this is how it's looking like. This 1/2 inch that I held inside is what I'll be using as the casing. This boning is 0.25. Yeah, when I measured it, it's 0.25. Now I'm going to be sewing the allowance. Yeah, I'm going to sew down like this. I'll be sewing down like this. So let me do that before we fix our boning. After sewing it inside, after sewing all the seam allowance like this, yeah, so the next thing now is to take the sides, and I'll be joining with the 1.5 inch allowance that I left, that I added when I was drafting. I'll do the same thing. I'll join with 1.5 inch allowance. Then I'll also join the lining also. I'll also join the seam allowance too for the lining. Yep. I joined the lining separate. I joined the fabric separate. Now what I now did is I now pinned the neckline. You can see the pins I use in pinning the neckline, because I'll be turning the neckline now of the front, then the back on too. I'll turn it with 1/2 inch like this. After turning the neck, yeah, then I'm going to notch them. I'll be notching them like this. I'll notch all around the neck, then I'll now open and top stitch. I've finished turning the neckline and I've ironed it. Can you see how beautiful it is now looking? Yeah, this is the back side, and this is the front. I'll turn the armhole. I'll just sew from inside. We open it like this to the other side with 1/2 inch inside. I finished turning the armhole inside. So can you see how neat it is? So the next thing we'll be doing now is to now insert our boning. That's what we'll be doing now. Now I'm going to open it up like this. Before I fix the boning, I'll be filing the mouth. I'm using my nail file so you can as well get a nail file, or you file it on the floor, anyone you want to do. Okay, now let's insert it. Okay, so now that it's inside like this, you just bring it out, just mark this place so that when you bring it out, you minus 1 inch from it. So let's measure 1 inch, then you cut it. So you also file it. Then you push it back inside. So I'm done fixing the bone for the front. I'm going to be fixing on the back also. I finished fixing the bone in inside here. So now we're going to close the down parts. Now we'll be placing it like this. So you make sure all the side seam, align together. Yep. So we'll be sewing the down parts with 1/2 inch all round. So let me do that. Finish turning the down parts. After I turn the armhole, then I've turned the down part. I left the zip allowance open so that I can bring out everything from inside. You can see how it is. I'll be ironing it up. So after ironing, I can now fix. I'll just sew this place. I'll just sew it down, then I'll weave it, then I'll now fix the zip.